Okay. Good evening, everyone. Appreciate, yep, I see some folks on there right now. And so I'll give a few more minutes, just to maybe a minute or two, to let other people jump on. And so it's all good. Hope everybody's doing okay on this beautiful Sunday evening. Hope you've had a good day at the Lord, and so giving other folks a chance to sign on. And I want to share some information with you tonight. And yeah, go ahead and let me know that you're on. Say hello. And as I share this, I really want to only take about 10 or 15 minutes, hopefully, to share this information with you, just so that everybody is up to speed of what we are doing. I'm doing my very best to communicate with our congregation regarding all of the decisions that we're making. And a lot of times when a lot of work is being done behind the scenes, you don't realize everything that is happening. And so I feel like it's my responsibility as a lead pastor to make sure that you guys are certainly kept up to speed and informed as best we can to do this. And so I felt like to take about 10 or 15 minutes tonight just to share really what's kind of been happening. We've had a tremendous busy week, but it's been a productive week, I feel like. And so I felt like tonight would be the best opportunity before we all get going into another busy week, I'm sure, that's in front of us. And so I appreciate all of you that is it's here. And yeah, we've got quite a few on. So let me just say hello to all of you, and how much I appreciate each and every one of you. You know, with us not being able to gather face to face, it's kind of, difficult to be able to relay how much we care and how much we do think about you and pray for you. So let me just begin tonight with a couple of bits of information, especially for those that are connected to our Chesapeake campus. Of course, I think it involves our entire church, not just one. We are, one church with many, at least right now, 3 different campuses, 3 different locations. But what happens at one certainly affects everybody else. So I wanted to kind of bring you up to speed regarding what's happening. This past week, I have been in meetings from Tuesday to Friday, and we have been interviewing companies, Class A contractors, and we decided that we would interview. We brought in 3 different contractors to interview and to share their expertise with us. And then, on Friday, we came to a decision. It was a very difficult decision. I will say that. I'm not going to give names tonight because one of our board of directors was responsible for contacting all 3 of the contractors. And I have 2 of our board of directors. One's an architect, one's an engineer that is working hand in hand with me. And then we are trying to share the information with our other board of directors and, of course, our congregation and our staff, of course. And so we, on Friday, after 3 very intense days of interviewing our, some tremendous contractors, I'll just kind of give you a little bit of background so you'll know how well we've done our due diligence. All 3 have built churches like been involved in the Mount, been involved in Christian Assembly, been involved in River Oak, and Real Life out on Centerville. So all of these contractors have been truly, all three were very, very qualified, to the extent that making a decision was extremely, extremely hard. But we did go ahead and choose a contractor. So letting the congregation know that we are making strides in getting the new building started. One of the things that we have decided is and this may not mean anything to a lot of you, unless I've been in on these meetings, it probably wouldn't have meant a whole lot to me. But what we have chosen is a design and build concept, meaning that our contractor will be involved in not only building our facility, but will also give their expertise in designing, helping our architect and our engineer and anyone else that is needed. They will be involved in designing our new facility and following our lead and what we're trying to accomplish and what we're trying to do. So the contractor is been chosen, is in place. We have a meeting on Wednesday that we will be meeting with the contractor again to begin the design phase. And then once we get that phase done, getting the drawings done, of course, the next hurdle will be taking those plans to the city. And then the city, the planning commission will have to approve. And then once we get the stamp of approval from the city, then we can begin breaking ground and site work can begin. And people will probably ask the question, well, how long is this going to take? It's probably going to take at least another 12 to 15 months for us to get to where we can actually, have an opening service. So it's not going to be a very, very quick process, but I did want our congregation to know that we are making progress. It's not like we're sitting on our hands and not doing anything, but we are very, very involved. We're very active in making sure that the facility that we build is going to bring glory to God. It's going to be something that I think our community can rally around. Certainly our congregation can be proud of. And so we're certainly making progress and excited about that. I'm thrilled that we are, at least moving forward, and we'll try to get this done as quickly as we possibly can. I'm sure that I will have several of these Facebook and YouTube meetings so that you can be kept up to speed. We hope that you'll drive by, pray for the property, pray for as they begin to break ground and begin to the site work that needs to be done, and then of course as the building begins to go up. So we're certainly in a beginning phase, but we are definitely making some progress. So if you have any questions, you can certainly ask them on the feed here, and I will be happy to, once I'm finished, to go back and answer and reply to your question, and to try to make sure that everybody is aware of where we are in the status of things. And I think it's just going to be a marvelous facility. My plan is to it's going to be different. It's not going to look like a church. It's not going to have that churchy feeling, but it's going to be a very a comfortable place for us to gather, to worship, something we're proud of, and even some different. I've got some strategies that I'm presenting to the contractor and to those that will allow our facility to be used more than one day a week. That's certainly my heart, is that we become highly involved in the business community around us. And so that's part of the strategy that I have for our new facility. So again, if you have any questions about that, please don't hesitate to reach out. Let me shift gears a little bit, because hopefully you've read the email that was sent out. I wrote a letter today and sending out and giving some guidelines, some information about reopening and what we are trying to accomplish. And please, let me begin and preface everything I'm about to say. Everything that we are trying to accomplish is contingent on making sure that everyone is safe. We certainly is contingent on Virginia remaining in the phase 3. And so if we see there's a kind of outbreak, and if the state of Virginia shifts back and goes back to phase 2, we will really adapt everything that we're trying to do. And you just need to be aware of that everything that we have sent out today, everything I'm about to talk about, is regarding us continuing in phase 3. I'm not going to apologize for making sure that we are safe. I know that everybody has a lot of different opinions and a lot of different viewpoints about the COVID-19 virus and everything. But, you're looking at the person that is ultimately responsible for everybody's well-being, and making sure that whoever walks in our facility is safe. And, we're not going to risk anyone, especially those whose health is already in jeopardy. I'm one of those. I have type 2 diabetes. My lungs are, I have to go get my lungs tested. Just the other day, I had to go get a CAT scan of my lungs. As a teenager, I had 2 lung collapses. So whenever anything jumps on me, it goes straight to my lungs. So, one of the things that I have to be careful of is even my own health, is making sure that we don't take and jeopardize anyone. So we're going to make sure that our congregation is safe. That's the ultimate decisions that I'm going to make. I know that I'm not going to make everybody happy with the decisions that we do make, but I hope you'll be patient with us. I hope you'll be understanding that this is not about a few, but it's about the corporate church, Parkway right now. So please understand that. What we've decided is that, and I've met with my executive staff, and I've met now with a Zoom meeting our entire staff. We've pretty much brought all 14, 15 of us in together. And I wanted to get their feedback. I wanted to hear from them. And we've really came to a consensus regarding the reopening plan for our church. And so this is what we've have decided. On August the 9th, we have decided that we needed to do a trial run. Instead of just reopening and going on the fly, our entire staff believes that doing a trial run, giving us some on-hands feedback so that we know what we're dealing with, to make sure that you and your family are safe if you walk in the doors of our church. We certainly understand that some of you are saying we're not coming. And I've heard from you. I've heard from several through our survey, some, even some of our staff. And you have my support 100%. 100%, I support you. If you are not comfortable in coming to an in-person service and you decide to stay home and watch us online, I support you 100%. There's no condemnation. There's no guilt. There's nothing but love and support for you. And so you need to know that. So with the August 9th, we're going to do a trial run. We're going to put everything that we can in place. We want to know, how we handle it, how many volunteers we need. There will be, stipulations for people to walk in, and I'll address those real quickly. We certainly are going to take the temperature of every person that walks in the door. If there's anyone with a fever or anyone with any symptoms whatsoever, they will not be allowed to enter in to the sanctuary of the facility. And, we make no apologies for that. So we're going to definitely have, the ability to take everybody's temperature. So as you come in, the other thing that we will ask everyone to do, and we will work on this, is try to get a pre-registration done. And if you can't pre-register, you will be required to at least register once you come to the facility. And there's a reason for this. If there's ever an outbreak of COVID-19 within our congregation, within our church, then I think we are responsible to communicate and contact every single person that's been in the facility. And so the only way we can do that is to really not try to go by memory, but to have every single person register with us to let us know that you were there. So in case there is an outbreak, that everyone will be contacted and say, okay, here's what's happened, and you may want to go get tested. And we'll certainly do our due diligence in making sure that every person that attends the service is contacted regarding that situation. So, there's going to be a pre-registration. There's going to be a registration. Of course, we're going to have hand sanitizer there. We're going to ask you to sanitize your hands coming in. We will definitely have the sanctuary set up for social distancing to make sure that, everybody is safe, that you will have to sit with family, and to make sure that we do have that in place for every person that is attending. And so that's going to be placed. Social distancing is going to be a very, very vital part of what we're trying to accomplish with the in-person service. And we are going to even have armbands that will indicate your level of comfort. If you put on a red, that basically says, don't talk to me, don't come close to me. I want to keep as far away as everyone as I can, and I get that. Yellow will probably mean I will use social distancing. I'll talk to you, but no hugging. No, we don't want any of that kind of thing. We're not going to shake hands. We're not going to do any of that. And that's probably it. And those of you that have no concerns whatsoever, you can wear a green one and get over there in the corner and hug whoever you want to hug, as long as they got a green band on. But that's what we have decided to do to make sure that every person is safe. The other thing that I'm sure is going to be some kickback on this is that we came to the conclusion that we are going to ask every single person that enters into the sanctuary, enters in the facility, wears a mask. I know I've been asked questions about singing. As of right now, we will have praise and worship, but our praise team and praise band will be very, social distancing will be a big part of what they do on the platform, on the stage. And we're going to make sure that they're at least 10, 15 feet apart from anyone else that's singing, and especially from the front row, the congregation. So we're going to make sure that we keep everybody safe. And so we're excited about at least attempting this, and then it will give us some feedback. We'll have a few weeks, basically 2 to 3 weeks, to then examine what we experience, to evaluate the in-person service, to see what we need to do better. The other thing I failed to mention is that there will be no children's church that Sunday on August the 9th. I know many of you are very leery about bringing children anyway into the facility. If you do bring your children, they will be asked to sit in the sanctuary. Our children's directors, Alicia Hartnick and Becky Hudson, will begin working. They are working on having material for each of the children that come so that they can somewhat be entertained. You cannot expect a 2-year-old to act anything else like a 2-year-old in a sanctuary. And I get that. And so we're probably going to do our very best to keep them entertained so that they can color or they can do some things while they're in the sanctuary, so that hopefully parents can enjoy the worship experience. So as you can see, there's a lot of different things happening. There's a lot of different things that's going on right now. And we're just doing the very best that we can to keep you informed, to let you guys know what's on our heart, why we're doing what we're doing. It's not just you that we're thinking about. We're thinking about the entire congregation. And so this is a corporate decision that we have been making. And if you want to get mad at anyone, get mad at me. But we have decided that this is really the decision, and this is really the format that we're going to pursue. And we are going to do the best we can and hope that you will come. The last thing, and I'll close with this, those of you that can come to our in-person service, I really want to encourage you to do so. Because on August the 9th, there is a very, very special announcement that I'm going to be making. A presentation and some information that that's important to each of you in our church. So I'm going to be sharing some of that, and I want you, and you're probably guessing, what is it? It's not. We don't think it's bad, but it's important that you hear it from me. And so I'm going to be able to share some very, very important information and announcement for our entire congregation. Our staff and our board of directors have been working on this for almost probably 2 to 3 months now. And we've come to a decision, and we are going to do this. And we hope that you'll be excited as we are. And so I just want to share that with you, that there is going to be a very special announcement on August 9th and at 10:30 at our Sunday morning service. So anyway, let's see. I see Krishana, so you're able to share some things that may be included in the new building, such as different features or parts of the building, gym, playground. Okay. To let you know, there will not be a gym built in phase 1. I will probably not build a gym. This phase 1 is not going to have that. Outside playgrounds or whatever may be included. I'm sure we'll do something regarding that. Cafes, I'm sure there'll be something along those lines included in the facility. So, but we're certainly not building a gym with phase one of this, and then we'll probably let the others be able to do that. We are, excited about where we're going as a church. We're excited about our future, and we're just want you to come along. God has given us a vision. God has given us a mission to fulfill, and that's part of what we'll be sharing on August the 9th. Got some vision casting that I want to do. So thanks for giving me a little bit of your time tonight. I hope I didn't take too much. I always say, let me try to do this in 15, 20 minutes, and always ends up being 25 or 30. But anyway, I will go back through just in case there is some questions that, Pastor Lynn just sent me a note. On July 25th at 10 o'clock at the Portsmouth campus, we will have a training session for our staff and our volunteers. If you are willing, especially if you're one of those that says, hey, I'm ready to come back now, there's no worries, no time. I need you to show up on July 25th. That Saturday morning from 10 to about 12. We're going to do some training for the August 9th service. So if you would be willing to volunteer, we're going to need people to help, especially some folks take temperatures, help with the bands. We even have some software that we're going to be introducing regarding new apps that you can download and be a part. So there's a lot of different things that are happening. We need as many people as we possibly can. So I'll probably be reaching out to some of you individually, but don't wait for an invitation. This is your invitation. If you can join us on July 25th for this day of training to get us ready for the August 9th service, I would greatly appreciate it. We need as many people as we can because this is going to be quite an undertaking to keep everybody safe. All right. Well, listen, volunteer training for reopening. Oh, Tinky just sent me that. So Pastor Lynn and Pastor Tinky are on the same page. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. I hope that I've answered several questions that give you an update of where we are. And again, don't hesitate to reach out and ask a question. No question is ignorant, dumb. Every question is important. And if you have it, somebody else probably has it as well. So thanks so much. And that training will be at the Portsmouth campus. Okay. It will be at the Portsmouth campus. And love you guys. And I care about you. And I really hope we can make this thing happen. Pray for our country. I just saw tonight on the news where the outbreaks are just, they're happening more and more and more in different states. And, we can only do really what we're allowed to do. And so I'm going to make the wisest decisions we can. Bless you, love you, and we will talk to you real soon. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.